about to start talking about stuff?
Maybe just a little bit. Good enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
These batteries should be charged, by the way.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe. I'll come back out when I'm done, but I'm not gonna let the dogs out.
Okay. Okay, so as you can see here, we rented, borrowed, or we kind of purchased, but really as long as we use this within 3 days, we only have to pay for the gas. So we got us a 40-pound, 40 cubic foot nitrogen tank with a regulator. So inside this tank right now, there's like over 2,000 psi. This is going to allow us to properly pressure test the AC lines this weekend. There's a whole procedure that I found in the manual that states going through a 115 psi check, then to a 350 psi check, and then a 1 hour 550 psi check. So we're going to use this to help us find leaks, and then also solidly pressure test our entire system to make sure that we are going to be good. So now if you remember last weekend, or maybe you didn't, I don't remember if I totally talked about it, we actually stripped one of the brass fittings on the brazed side of the indoor unit back here. So it was a 3/8 fitting. So I purchased a dual flare, or flare union, high pressure adapter, so that way I can cut and flare the section that is now ruined, and then flare the two ends together. So I have 2 of those. And then also, we picked up these. So this is a flare seal. I've heard a lot of really good reviews about this stuff. Really, I don't think I should have to use it, but honestly, at this point, I just want it to work. So I have a pair for 1/4 inch and 3/8 lines, and then a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch lines, which is what we have. And one other thing we got was this big blue brush-on micro leak detector. Just don't get me wrong, I know it's like soapy water, but that was like $6 or $8. And yeah, I don't know if the chemical compound is going to help us detect leaks, but at this point I'm getting desperate, so I wanted to get what the pros use. So anyway, so hooked up our regulator, nitrogen tank looks good. I think we're going to go ahead and try to flare this rear line and get these 2 seated together. So here we go. forgot to put on those new seals I purchased, but it went smooth and I was able to torque it to the lowest spec. So that's 24.6 foot-pounds. So right around 24. I think you can go up to 30. So that's good. That means both of these, the 1/4 inch and those 3/8, have officially been tensioned to what they were supposed to hit. So that's excellent. Makes me feel a little bit more confident compared to last weekend. So, and if they are still continuing to leak under the high pressures, then we can actually torque them down a little bit more. And we can have a little bit more control over exactly where we dial that into. So yeah, honestly, like, at this point we're ready to pressure test. Because I don't want to actually just be redoing fittings if everything else might be good to go. So I'm going to go talk to Paige real quick and see what she's doing, and hell, maybe we go ahead and move the tank and the gauge set under there and we put a little bit of pressure under these. So we'll see. Let's see what we got here. This is the high pressure side. Need that. Oh, right. I need my adapter as well.
This?
Yes. Alright, so I'm going to rub some bubbles all over this. Alright, so this time I have the yellow vacuum line connected to our nitrogen regulator, and then on the high pressure side we have that connected to our liquid line side. I think it still doesn't matter, we're overall pressurizing the entire system, but I don't know, I just felt like putting it on the liquid side. So we're going to put this up to about 50 psi on the regulator, and then we will then rub bubbles all over my joints here, and then Paige is going to rub them all over the joints on the inside, and then as soon as she's ready I'm going to lightly crack the valve on our high pressure side, get pressure into the system so that way we can then see if we get any bubbles anywhere. So yeah, that's what we're about to do. Be very generous with our little bubble applicator here, because we want to catch anything, any bubbles. We do not want to deal with this again later. So, alright, mine's been rubbed on, and I mean rub it all over there, babe. Front, back, side to side, all over those connectors on the inside. And as soon as you're ready, call out to me. Okay. Did you hear me? Let's just... Alright, I'm gonna call you so we can talk easily. Hey. Okay, I don't see any bubbles on my end and we're not losing pressure. So I'm gonna take it up to 150 psi from 100.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, we're about to be at 150. Alright, we're at 150 psi. Alright, valves are closed. So technically the manual says to hold 150 psi for 15 minutes. But honestly, it's not moving at all.
I mean, now it's anything different. Let's check it back.
Oh, maybe it'll actually work all the way up to 500 psi and we're going to be good.
I don't see anything in the back either.
Okay. That's good. So we're just going to go through this. I'm going to go ahead and set a timer for 15 minutes here. Actually, no. I mean, if it's holding, let's go ahead and take it up to 300 psi.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna crank this up a little bit, and 300. All right, I'm gonna close off that valve. Close the other one. So we're at about 300 psi now.
You want me to put another dab on it?
You can.
I don't see any bubbles.
Okay. I mean, it's not leaking. We would know pretty quickly. So I think what I want to do is actually... I want to let... I think I want to take it up to 500 psi for like the next hours before it gets dark. Okay.
It'd be crazy if it was just that one connection and you fixed it. That's good. What are we gonna do the rest of the weekend?
We're gonna do a bunch of wood projects.
That's great.
Alright, let me get this guy dialed up. I'm cracking this up to 500 psi now. This is when it could really go crazy.
Is that 500 by now?
Yeah.
I don't see anything there. Not a bubble in sight. I mean, there's the bubbles from where I put it on, but nothing more.
And he's holding pressure, so...
Yeah, stick your face in there. So how does it feel being a certified HVAC technician?
Well, you know, it would have felt better if this worked out just like this last weekend. But
We didn't have all the tools.
yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
But now we do. And it feels great.
First try.
Yeah, first try, alright. Oh, man.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. There she is.
Hello.
Alright. So, come. Alright. So, it's kind of a moment of truth. I have not been under the bus yet. So, I'm going to take the camera down there with me. And we're going to see if we lost any pressure from last night. And if we didn't, that's fantastic. So we can move on with the next step of the processes and start wrapping up the rest of the insulation, the drain line, and push these suckers down into place. And yeah, we can start pulling a vacuum pretty soon after that. So yeah, let's go crawl under there real quick. Okay. Alright, let's see. Get propped up in here. Oh. Look at that. Look at that.
Hell?
It's right at 300 psi still.
Fantastic. I thought you went up to 500.
No, so it typically, I don't know, people will recommend different things, but technically the manual for this one stated you only needed to run like a 550 psi for about an hour. So I didn't want to leave it at that high of pressure all night, so I just put it at 300 psi, and it should be totally fine.
Well,
All right.
we're never calling an HVAC technician again.
That's right.
Ever.
Just pinched the copper a little bit. Oh God, Lizzie. Okay, she scared me. All right, so I think we're solid. Let's go in and start wrapping all this up. Yeah. And then we'll start pulling a vacuum today. At this point, if I hurry up and get everything kind of in place, I don't think we need to pull a vacuum all night, maybe. Just later into the evening.
Hey, buddy.
So, yeah. Let's go do it. Okay. found some smaller black screws that were able to lock this down. It was not easy though, but it's there. Which looks like we cut off just a hair of slack. So, we get some zip ties, get all these kind of flush. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Alright, time for breakfast. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to check now is that our leak drain hose is at a good angle, so that way everything runs out properly and it doesn't dump it inside here. So the instructions mention removing this top cover. Should be fine. Let's see if I can even get the water over there. I cannot. Okay. Let me go get something else to do this. Somehow convince Paige to let me use a plate. Alright, something's not right there. What? What the hell is that? Is it because I poured it over the wrong section? What the hell is going on? It did say pour it in the back of the evaporator. This is probably just not the right spot. But getting to the back is going to be like impossible. Okay. It's not going to work either. I gotta find a new plan. Buddy? Good boy? I think we're good. Okay. They don't recommend actually splitting it like this. You could get condensation running out. We needed to do that to make sure we didn't kink it anywhere, so we're going to do the best we can, tape it up the best we can. Okay. I'm gonna have to do something super annoying. So, on these bigger units, it actually uses the screw that's like straight down. And we had talked about just mounting some 90-degree brackets on the side of this plastic to hold it down. But I think if we want it to be secure, we're gonna have to use those screws. So, my thoughts are, I'm gonna take a 1-inch hole, and I'm gonna punch it right below that. And that way we can reach a screwdriver up and tighten those down. That way if we ever need to take it off later, it's an easy access, and we'll just put a grommet over the hole. This sucks, it means I gotta drill something, but that's the best way to do this. Feel better?
That felt real, yeah.
Okay, don't strip it out. These will strip out very easy.
Okay, well.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, but let's see.
I'm all the way down. Alright, let me give it a shake test.
That's good to me.
Yeah. We could still, I still like the idea of adding the brackets, construction adhesive brackets like you mentioned later.
I'm surprised we were able to get them in that easy.
Get it out of this hole, honestly. Or down this hole.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle.
Oh. Actually, you know what? It did form a pretty solid pocket, so.
What is it, Lizzie? See that lizard? Where's that lizard at? Huh? Lizzie! Coffee? You got that?
Ow! That lizard away from me. They nibble.
They nibble?
Oh yeah. No more than that though. Never hurts. Yeah, so the pressure actually went up a little bit, I guess, with the heat. It's interesting. Okay. Anyways, so after doing all that, we're actually slightly above 300 psi now. Probably went up because of the heat. So we're gonna drain all this nitrogen out, and then we're gonna start our vacuum. So.
What about the gas mask?
No. I end up taking the nozzle off and pulling it away from me.
Okay.
So we should be fine. I should probably face this away from me. Alright, so we just pulled a vacuum for about 10-15 minutes. Closed the valves up, turned off the vacuum pump. And I'm going to wait about 15 minutes here. I'm going to make sure it's not budging at all. I know we've already done the pressure test, but I just want to make double sure. And then once that's good, we're going to turn the pump on for the next few hours. And yeah, probably a few hours, probably about 3 hours. And then after that, we'll turn off the vacuum pump and we'll wait for about an hour. And as long as it's good after an hour, then we'll go ahead and release the refrigerant. So got about 10 more minutes to wait here just to double check. Alright, so I'm taking my Allen key ports off, getting ready to back out and release the refrigerant. It's been over an hour, it's still holding strong on the vacuum. So what you want to do is you never want to take the HVAC gauge off first, because what's going to happen is, since you have a vacuum with that Schrader valve, it's going to try to suck in and equalize the pressure. It's going to just get all kinds of shit in there and mess up your vacuum. So you actually want to crack these loose just a hair, enough to build about 50 to 100 psi on the gauge. So that way you know that when you go to remove this off, some refrigerant will blow out, but that way you're expelling anything and not allowing anything to come in. So that's what I'm about to do. I just don't know which Allen key it is. Too big. It freaks me out. It feels really tight, so I'm gonna go ahead and Google search, make sure that it's the right size so I don't strip something. Got the right Allen key, filling this up to 50 psi, right around there. We're gonna close it back up. Ooh, I'm gonna need my gloves, babe. I might have to put on some of the black rubber gloves that we have, but we'll see. No, actually, okay, that came off easy. Not bad. Alright, let's do a few things here. Alright, let's release the rest of this. Go and turn, we'll just turn them both on hardcore. So just, wait, I should probably turn on the breaker.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, no. It's just probably letting know it has power. Alright, go and turn it on. I'm not doing anything. Well, I can feel the fan starting to turn on, but nothing's cold yet.
Should it be cold immediately, or
I'm turning this on jet mode.
like the fluids?
Well, it's doing something out here. Well, it's definitely doing something. Compressor's definitely doing something out there. Oh, it's getting cold. Oh yeah. Alright, what do you think, babe?
I love it. I'm not leaving. Go ahead and move the bed in here.
It's feels very nice.
Boy, who's a good boy? Not a good boy. Huh? Yes, sit down.
Can't wait to build a couch.
Oh my goodness, such a good. Why are you covered in stuff already? What is that? I just bathed you 6 days ago.
He's a dirty boy. Okay, so it's Sunday. Yesterday we ended with really pushing the AC to see how cold it would get in here, and it brought it down to 72 very easily. And then maintained that no problem, was able to throttle down. We're super excited, and there's still a lot to do to button up this project. Some more vinyl tape, putting the nylon lock bolts, lock nuts on the bolts underneath the carriage. There's still a lot to do, but me and Paige are both feeling very sick this morning, so we're actually not going to do anything today. We're going to go ahead and button everything up and go into town so we can shower and kind of rest, and then I'll focus on honestly creating this video because it was about 4 weekends worth of material. So yeah, sadly this is not going to be a good day for working, but this is just how it goes sometimes. So anyway, this will be the closeout of mostly the AC video. If you see me working on it in future videos, it's just basically buttoning up some things. But now that it's done, I think it's going to be worth it, as long as it doesn't break on us in the near future. So anyway, but yeah, so I guess see you next weekend on a different project.